Welcome to this module on other freedoms. What are the other freedoms that are being guaranteed under the Indian Constitution? We can see here under the right to freedom, there are some other rights as well. These rights, however, are not absolute. There can be considerable restrictions that can be imposed by the government. But there are some other rights that are guaranteed by the Constitution. One is right to freedom of speech and expression that is subjected to restrictions such as public order and peace, morality. The right to freedom of speech and expression can be subjected to the criticisms or restrictions such as public order. You have to maintain public order. Your speech cannot create a disturbance in the public order. There is a first restriction. If it is going to create any kind of disturbances in the law and order in the public, and it will be disturbing the peace in the society and the morality, then definitely government can put restrictions on your freedom of speech and opinion. Second right that is guaranteed is the right to assemble. The freedom to assemble too can be exercised peacefully without any arms. You can gather in any place without any arms in use, or you cannot carry any arms when you are gathering. The government may impose restrictions in case that when you are declaring the assembly of 5 or more persons as an unlawful, if you are having arms usage or you are going to assemble in order to create some disturbance in the law and order, peace or morality, then freedom of assemble too is be exercised in the restricted manner. So there can be impositions brought on that. Such powers can be misused by the administration when there are clauses that it can impose restrictions. As we can see here, there are clauses that can be imposed restrictions. Similarly, when it is misused by the administration in many cases, especially when the opposition parties try to have a peaceful assembly and discuss on any point, they generally misuse their power and they put restrictions on such kind of meetings. But the genuine protest against an act or a policy of the government by the people may be denied permission as well. So the power of putting restrictions can be misused by the administration or the government which is in power, because sometimes people may genuinely show their protest or anger against any policy of the government by that can be denied on the grounds of imposing restrictions. If the people are aware and vigilant in regard to their rights and choose to protest against such an act of administration, such misuse becomes rare. So, if people are aware that government cannot put restrictions on a peaceful assembly, then they all can choose to protest peacefully so that the government cannot use its power to stop such kind of demonstrations which are done in a peaceful manner. Then the administration misusing its power can become rare. So the key here is awareness of the public. The awareness of the public is very, very important, and they have to be really vigilant. In a constituent assembly itself, some members have expressed their dissatisfaction about the restrictions which are placed on the rights. So this thought is not coming from the restrictions that are placed by the government. This thought is there from the very beginning in the Constituent Assembly itself by some of the members saying that we cannot put restrictions on the rights. But the government has a right as per the Constitution to put restrictions on the right to speech The freedom what we have in speech, expression, assemble, protest. What are the grounds that the permissions are being denied? 1. Public order. 2. Peace. 3. Morality. In these 3 grounds, the rights can be brought under restrictions and the permissions can be denied. Now, many times governments may misuse such powers of imposing restrictions and cancelling the permissions which can be given to the public to show their protest. In the Constituent Assembly itself, some of the members have expressed their concerns about the dissatisfaction of putting restrictions on the rights which are given to the citizens. So, these restrictions are not kept when it is done peacefully. So, the awareness of the public and being vigilant about the restrictions and knowing about their rights can reduce the choices or the chances of the administration to misuse the power, that is, to impose restrictions and deny the permissions. So these are the other rights that are being guaranteed under the fundamental rights, and that is right to freedom of speech and expression, which is subjected to restrictions such as public order, peace and morality. Freedom to assemble too is to be exercised peacefully without arms. This is very, very important. The government may impose certain restrictions in the areas declaring the assembly of 5 or more persons as unlawful. Most of the times the government misuses or the power has been misused by the administration. The genuine protests also come under the category of the government saying that people may be denied the permission to protest. People should be aware and be vigilant in regards to their rights so that they can choose to protest against the act of administration. Such misuses become rare. There was a concern raised even in the Constituent Assembly that there cannot be restrictions on citizens' rights. So, right to speech, expression, assembly, protest can be denied permission on the grounds of public order, peace and morality. That's all we have in this module. Stay tuned. We'll catch you in the next section.